Well, Bitcoin doesn't look like it's doing much, and in today's quick video, I'm going to give you a few zones that Bitcoin may take going into the weekend. Now, the problem with the weekend is usually on a Friday night, it's the last time that Bitcoin can really make a little move before price action stalls out in preparation for the psychological levels. And by the time I'm done with this video, you're going to have a good idea of what to anticipate when we go into the weekend. So if you are new to the channel, you know the flavor. Hit the like button, subscribe. Let's have a conversation. Okay, so Bitcoin right now on the 1 hour time frame isn't really giving us much to work with. We have two significant zones in the chart. Firstly, the one zone above here at the 27,393 zone. Let's get this marked off right here. Happy days. This is where Mr. Market Maker decided to trap traders in longs. This area right here is where the stops are. Okay, very important. Because when you understand where the stops are, you're able to work out psychologically where traders' heads are at when price is in one zone against the next. Right now, Bitcoin is flatline on the 50 EMA, and that's represented right here, as you can see, with the 50 EMA cloud trading sideways. Now, for a day trading opportunity, Friday is usually a profit-taking day in terms of the Forex market. But the problem we've got with Bitcoin is it doesn't really move that much on a Friday. We don't have any news announcements that are due to rock the markets at all. Going into Friday, it's a dead day, so no volatility until the actual New York stock market actually opens, or the futures market. When that opens up, we're going to start seeing some profit-taking opportunities on assets across the board. You can see Euro already is trying to come down, but it's naturally made a nice little reversal back up, maybe towards its daily open. Usually on the Friday, if the markets have moved aggressively in one area, the true idea of this move is going to be shown today. Why? Because they're probably preparing price for the weekend. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, just before the market closes, you're going to see an influx of orders coming into the order book. Now, usually you'll see assets like Euro, Pound, or even gold, they're either going to move up aggressively or drop down aggressively towards the last few moments of the market close. These are traders, investors, hedge fund managers getting in their orders before the actual legacy markets close. Okay? Now, whatever happens from now over into the weekend, there could be news plays that could affect the markets coming into the open on Sunday night. Now, that's the Forex markets. Forex markets open Sydney time, 10 p.m. GMT on a Sunday night. That's when the market opens. So you've got to be mindful of the news over the weekend because it will have an effect on assets in the legacy markets. Now, how will it affect Bitcoin? Well, quite frankly, Bitcoin is the only asset that is trading out of hours. So this is the range that you've got to be careful of. We've got a big green vector candle zone right here. Be very cautious with it. Okay? Now, why do we need to be careful of it? Because the liquidity suggests that there could be a chance by Mr. Market Maker to attack this area of liquidity right here. But we will never know if he will go for this liquidity. Why? Because above at the 28 zone, there is more liquidity. Now, if you go over to the actual 7-day chart, you can see over here that we have got a pool of liquidity where traders are trapped in shorts. Look at this. These are the short zones. At the first point at 27,500, we have got $3 billion worth of short liquidations. Going up into that at 27,550, we got 3.4 billion. You can see the higher concentrations of liquidity sit at 27,500. We take that information and we go over to the chart and we say to ourselves, well, how likely can Bitcoin make its way all the way up towards that point? What would be consistent in that area? Look, it's the stop run. That's where retail has got money, and that is where retail will likely try and make an attempt towards. So be mindful of that. Now, Bitcoin may just simply trade sideways. It might not even do anything. We go over to the actual book map, and we have a look at Bitcoin's behavior on the VWAP. We zoom out, and we can see that we have got an even distribution of orders. Look at the top here. You've got 476 Bitcoin orders at 26,800. Going all the way to the lows, we've got around 576 Bitcoin orders at around the 26,140 zone. Now, when we zoom out a little bit more, you can see that Bitcoin has been holding around the VWAP quite significantly. But look at the previous move. It spiked up above the VWAP to come back down again. And this is what you're probably going to get throughout the New York session. okay? Might see Bitcoin move up aggressively and try and come back down aggressively as well, because the orders are starting to stack up in such a fashion which is consistent with ranging movement, okay? Only if you look at yesterday when we projected that Bitcoin was going to move up, happy days, Bitcoin decides to move up and takes the recovery of the red vector candle zone. Projection complete. Now, like I said, it was one of those instances where we were waiting for Bitcoin to move higher. We anticipated that Bitcoin was going to try and make a stop run lower, which they did, but then they didn't do it for too long, and then they instantly reversed back up and took the liquidity right here, which is what I want to draw your attention to. Look at the way they are behaving, right? Stop run here, stop run here. There's a stop run all the way at the top there. This area right here is deemed as a stop run because this is where traders got trapped in shorts, and then Mr. Market Maker decided to take those shorts and make them pay the price for not paying themselves. And he reversed it back up into the zone. Now, what's significant is we are currently trading inside or towards the psychological area right here. This is where Mr. Market Maker started the sell-off this week, and he keeps on selling from that zone. So when you are going into your trading from now until the end of the day, keep an eye out on the psychological range, because Bitcoin can move up towards that point and sell aggressively from it. So just be mindful of that. All right. Going in for my holders, we got the daily time frame right here suggesting that Bitcoin is doing very well to hold in this zone, but I've got the problem of this green vector candle region right here. You can see from the 26,122, the narrative would suggest that Bitcoin is working lower. Maybe one more test of the 200 EMA would solidify things, but if they do break the 200 EMA at 25,266, Bitcoin is going to go to places where it's a little bit cheaper, and that's the green vector candle region itself, okay? But that's for a holder's perspective. Going into the 3-day chart as well, you can see the 3-day candle hasn't really given us much, but it's still holding. Look at it. It's doing a good job of holding inside of the 50 EMA and the 200 EMA. Now, some of you guys might be looking at this saying, oh my God, is this potentially the golden cross? Is the 50 EMA going to cross over the 200 EMA and Bitcoin yippee-ki-yay to the upside? Well, we need to understand a couple of things. Price will cross above the 200 EMA before the 50 EMA will cross over the 200, okay? So you could end up seeing Bitcoin initiate a move up and then come back down again to trap the trader in the belief that a golden cross is going to happen. But unfortunately, because price is flat on this zone, we are also setting ourselves up for potentially a death cross, as they like to put it, where the 200 EMA crosses over the 50 EMA, and that is a problem for us. Because if the big moving averages on these daily timeframes cross over, it's a bad story. You only need to go back in time and look at what happened when the 200 EMA crossed over the 50 EMA, but look how long it took until that crossover. Bitcoin traded against the 200 EMA. You can see it dropped down, traded for a little while. Retail traders started to get in on the idea of the death cross, and then they got shaken out with price reversing back up. They changed their shorts and went long, and then market maker ripped it down even more. This is exactly what's happening right now. We are at a level point, especially for holders. So I would be waiting to see if Bitcoin can initiate a break above the 30,000 or invalidate this area at 25,286. That would be the sweet spot for me. 25,000, 25,246. That would be the sweet spot to suggest that Bitcoin's going lower and that the death cross itself could actually evolve on the 3-day chart. Okay? Cool. Now listen, there are many various strategies in the hybrid system that you can use. This right here is a standard EMA crossover, okay? Now what I look for, particularly from a holder's perspective or for a day trader perspective, I am trading towards vector candles, okay? As you can see on the 3-day chart, Bitcoin is only holding out in this zone, and I've got no other vector candles other than the ones that sit right here, okay? So at 20,224, this is all that is left. There's no other vectors in sight. We will only start paying attention to vector candles up here if price breaks above 30,997, what do you need to see? I need to see price get above the 200 EMA on the 3-day chart, which will give me 27,407, and continue away from there. I need to see the candlesticks closing higher and trying to move away from this zone. Because if we have this zone correct and Bitcoin can get above the 200 EMA on the 3-day chart, we would then see the preparation of a structure like this. And that would be me trading towards this previous vector candle zone. Okay? But if they can't, and price trades away from this area, we're only going back into this vector. So that's what I mean about trading towards a vector. What vector candle is closer? Is this green vector candle closer, or is this red vector candle closer? All right? You've got to put in your minds and say to yourself, how long are they taking to try and take this vector candle? If they don't take it sooner, and they're taking longer to try and get towards it, that is market maker trying to trap you into believing that it could go down there when he's getting ready to rip it higher. The longer they take to work towards this vector candle zone at the 22,000 point, the more there's going to be a trap to make traders believe that it is going down when they're really getting ready to go up. The faster they come down to this point, the more of an idea that I've got that they're going to recover this vector. The longer they take, there's a good chance that they're getting ready to reverse aggressively back up. Going into other assets, to put things into perspective, the S&P, trading fantastically. So the logic says that as long as the S&P keeps moving up, and you can see it's going into the vector candle recovery point, it's on its way, Bitcoin should be moving up. The logic says if S&P moves up, the markets are optimistic. We expect Bitcoin to move up, okay? So just keep an eye out on Bitcoin and the S&P. One more instance up here. Let me just go to the 1 hour time frame. There we go. Looking at the way they're holding price, I would expect Bitcoin to go to a point in the chart where they can actually trap traders. And that is this area right here, okay? That's the zone, okay? Now, listen, if you want to learn more about the hybrid system and specific strategies involved in the hybrid system, get yourself over to the Traders Reality website, okay? Go and join the Patreon. In the Patreon, you'll get access to masterclass sessions. I just did one yesterday, and it talks about Renko charts. We've got VWAP strategies, CDV strategies, the psychological ranges, trading naked. Yeah, that's something for more OnlyFans guys, trading naked. It doesn't mean that, but you know what it is. But one in particular is how to learn the hybrid system. And there's lots in there. You go and work your way through all of these sessions, 78 of them. And on top of that, you also get access to the live trading opportunities as well. These are the ones where I'm actually trading the ES futures and applying the concepts of the hybrid system in real time, okay? And you get to experience the emotions that I go through, the decisions that I have to make when I've got exposure to risk. It will serve you to understand how and see the hybrid system being worked out, okay? Moving on from that, guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'm caught up with some commitments that I need to address today. That's why I won't be able to go live. But listen, going into the weekend, make sure that if you do decide to trade, keep your risk to a minimum. Do not over leverage yourself and expose your capital to a dead market. All right, because that's what the weekends are. They are dead markets. No big markets are open other than crypto. So if you do see a profitable move by Bitcoin, make sure you take some of the flavor, put it in your pocket, take the missus out for a drink, or walk the dog for as long as you want. Do not keep yourself exposed to too much trading over the weekend, because market maker knows that people are going to hit the charts, and when they see a move in Bitcoin and it's got profit for them, they're going to keep it there. Work on your exit accuracy. Try and keep as much of the profit as possible wherever you realize it. And I'll be checking in with you beautiful people on Monday. Mad love and respect, guys. Take care of yourselves, and I'll speak to you soon. Peace.